Get this. Okie dokie. Good morning, everybody. My name is Vincent Meza. We are here to talk about listings to leads. Red Door Title is making this available to agents that they partner with. And you may not know about us. We definitely have been in Florida for a long time, though. We've been around for 13 years. We're a real estate advertising platform for realtors. And we are designed to help realtors if they have listings, and we're designed to help realtors if they don't have listings. Okay. And what we do is we help you get buyer leads and seller leads. We have a lot of content for social media. We have print content for your farm markets. We have, what else do we have? We have tools for your CRM. So if you got a big database of leads and you want to convert those leads, we got tools to help you with that. There are unlimited landing pages. There are 80 PDF guides. There's just all kinds of stuff inside this platform. So let's go look at it. When you get an account, you log in. I do want to point out that right here are some stuff that says playbooks. And these are like little cheat sheets. So if you've got an open house, and it does say whether you're borrowing the open house or not, so maybe you're holding an open house for somebody else, you can follow these steps. And coming soon, Just Listed Marketing is over here. I do want to kind of highlight these two right here. If you want more listings, pending and sold advertising, and then seller PDF guides. Now, these are just like one-page worksheets, and they kind of will be a good reminder to show you the kinds of things you have available. But I am going to walk us through a lot of this today. And so before we get started, because I'm almost halfway through my first cup of coffee for the day, I want to point out what you're going to need as a resource. And what I mean by that is, how do you learn about our platform? There's a lot to it. Could I please get the link to open an account? You'll get that after the call, Tanya. Bee's going to help all of you. You just email her, okay? What you want right now, though, is, you can get a link, and then you can, like many agents, not know what the heck is going on. And then it becomes kind of a frustrating experience. That's why we're on this call today, is to make sure that doesn't happen. So the link I just sent everybody in the chat panel is to this page. It's called leadgenwebinars.com. I rotate through live classes. We have live training every week. And these are the calls that I do. Top tools to get more listings. So if you're an agent that wants more listings, you probably want to be using our top tools. If you want buyer and seller leads from Facebook and Google, which I highly recommend, I would watch that. And then if you're a brand new client, which I think most of you are, you want to watch Get Started, because it actually talks about, here are the things you turn on. Here's how you turn on all the automation, stuff like that. So today, it's going to be a little bit of a hybrid of all three of these, so that you kind of get an idea of what you can do with this. Now, I've sent you this link. If you like, you can follow that link and you can sign up for live classes. We do record every class that we're on, every class that we create. And those classes go right here on our YouTube channel. Now, my partner, Scott, he's doing an 8-part course on how to make $250,000 in real estate. That's pretty helpful. It's a very thorough discussion of how to grow your business, frankly. And then, as I mentioned, I do top tools to get more listings, and you can see one here 7 days ago. And I think, I'm not quite sure what that is, but here's Facebook and Google, and then Get Started is somewhere right here, right? So I rotate through those, and it's really smart to check this out. If you have downtime, check out our classes. You'll find that they're going to get kind of repetitive, right? I'm only doing 3 classes, but there are always new things happening. The market is changing. We are adding new tools at least once a month. And if you want more leads, you probably want to use those tools. So I think I sent this to everybody. Nope, I didn't. So I'm going to send this link to you. I would recommend that you save it. So I'm going to say send this to you right now. And that's a great resource. We'll leave that there. The other thing that is super valuable to all of our clients is our mastermind group. It's a private group on Facebook. And if you're not in it, you can't find it. And a really easy way to join this link or to join this group is to click the link that I am sending you right now. It's an invite link. It's going to be valid for 48 hours for 2 days. Now, B, I think you're in the group, right? So if you're in the group, and Daniela, can you mute yourself? I can't seem to do that. Let's see here. But anyway, B, you can invite people into the group when they are clients. We're gonna verify that if their client will approve that. Okay, cool. Let's see here. So these are kind of assets. These are resources that you're going to need. This is where Scott and I talk about the new technology that's coming. It's also where our clients talk about what's going on with them, how they're using it, any questions that they have. It's not a great place for questions. We have an awesome support team who answers questions a lot faster, but for some reason, people like to just toss questions in here. So it is a helpful learning tool. So with all that, let's get back to listings to leads. So before I dive into setup, I want to just give you a high level of what to think about that this thing can do. And the first part is listings, right? So we should be able to auto sweep your listings. We generate a lot of tools. We generate tools for your social media. We generate tools for your CRM, and we generate tools for print. And the more tools that you use, the more leads you're going to capture. And, you know, there are things to talk about those leads, like online leads are not as good as print leads and blah, 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 but we're not going to get into all those details right now. We will get into the top tools that you should be using. There's also a whole ad platform here. I don't know if B is connected, so we'll kind of click and see. But each of you have these pages, right? And B, just worth noting, and for any of you when you log in, if you see this button right here that says, please agree to custom audiences, click that button, click that link. It's not really clear. That's going to take you to a Facebook page. There's going to be one button on it that says accept. Those are Facebook custom audience terms. Definitely want you to accept that. B, if you do that now while we're talking, let me know, and then I'll give you the next step. So we'll get into the ad section. You can run ads on Facebook. You can run ads on Google. There are reasons to do both. There's also a PDF guide section, and there are 80 PDF guides. You are co-branded with B or the Red Door Title team on every one of these. All right, 40 of these are for buyers and 40 are for sellers. Now I'm going to show you later how you can get those out in the markets, but they are just very useful guides about either buying a home or selling a home. And so, you know, if you need some resources to start conversations, that's a really good resource. Then there's the social page. We'll dive into that later. There's landing pages, and we'll definitely dive into this. And client reviews kind of set up. So those are the things there that are kind of like the work areas. These are all the kinds of tools that you're going to have available for you. Before we go there, though, we want to talk about setup. And on setup, you want to go down here to your profile. And the first thing you want to do is go to auto posting and make sure you have your social media accounts connected. Now you can see here that Courtney is connected. And you can see here that we're going to post automated listings. So as your listings get added to the system, we're going to auto post them to your social media accounts, the ones that you connected right here, right? We also are going to put a home valuation landing page on your social media accounts at a schedule that you decide. We also put a down payer assistance landing page. Again, you decide the schedule and new construction. I think you get it, right? So you can see here that this is off and property valuation is, I think, on. Yeah, it's scheduled, and down payer assistance is off. So if it's off, it's not happening, right? That kind of makes sense. If you want to turn it on, click it on, click save, and there you go. If you're using a CRM, we have APIs for many of the leading CRM platforms in the country. There are a lot of CRMs that we don't have their API for. We don't have their software patch. So
but just to jump in, as you guys see, KV Core is connected. KV Core is a platform that is provided to La Rosa agents that they work off of, that's provided to them by La Rosa. So you guys can get your leads into your CRM straight from here, guys.
Awesome. Thanks, B. Yeah, good to know. You do that on your profile under CRM integration. Okay. And then if we go, and so that's the things that you need to set up in your profile. Here, if we scroll up, I want to kind of turn on social. We want to go to social. So when we come here, you're going to see, it's going to ask you to connect to your social media accounts, right? And so when we're setting things up, we're going to ask you like 3 or 4 times to connect to social media. It's because we're doing different, kind of deals. So definitely go through the steps. And so in this case, the first time you come here, it's going to say connect to your social media. Then it's going to ask, how often do you want us to post? And you could do it every Tuesday or Saturday, or 3 days a week, or every day of the week, or 1 day a week, whatever you want. Once you set that schedule, then we have a list of topics. And this is free content that we've created inside the company. We kind of think of it as Keeping Current Matters, if you know that company out there. But the problem for us for Keeping Current Matters is that content is so stale and boring that I know I don't read it. And that's kind of our view, is we know, at least it's my view, I don't think people really even remember how to read anymore. And so I try to make sure that we're not giving huge stories for people to read. What we're doing is we're creating conversational content on home design, on inspirational quotes, on outdoor living. And, basically we put really pretty pictures. And people like this content, and it's going automatically to your social media accounts, assuming that you turn this stuff on. So I would turn it on. If you do pay attention to social media and you don't want to have to think up your own content and write your own stuff, you can just choose whatever topics you want here. There are, I think, 45 different subjects that you can cover, and we have dozens of articles that are already written. The one thing, though, that I definitely want you to take advantage of are these right here. They're called PDF guides. Now, I mentioned that PDF guides is up here, and I am going to show that to you. But PDF guides here means we're going to auto post these either in English for sellers and for buyers, or in Spanish, or both. You decide. All you got to do is click that circle right there, and that tells us auto post these reports to your social media accounts. Put a landing page behind them so that people have to give you contact information to download them. Okay. These are really valuable. And I am going to show you how you can do it by hand. So if you're one of those people that likes to do everything by hand, do it by hand. If you like automation, this is where you turn it on. So this one last thing here that is kind of new to the platform is called client reviews. And for many years, we've had an API from Zillow to sweep Zillow reviews into your tools. And we put them on single property websites, we put them on landing pages, we put them on virtual tours. So when we're marketing your home, we think your reviews are valuable. They're useful for you, right? So right now we have, if we click on import, we have an API from Zillow. We're about to add another API from a company called Testimonial Tree. B, if you guys are using any other kind of, big platforms, let me know. But we also have this here where it says add review, and you can do these manually. And we do know we're going to be adding some other icons here. If you choose Google or Facebook, we know that agents are collecting reviews on those platforms. So you can just sort of copy it, paste it here and say it's coming from Google. We'll put a Google logo there. You put their name, pretty simple, right? People are getting reviews on Yelp. Sometimes they're getting them on totally different platforms that I've never heard of. Add them here. And then when appropriate, we will add them to your tools. I'll show you later on what that looks like. We also create a client review website. And this is it. It's automatically waiting for you, right? It will have all your favorite landing pages. It will have all of your listings. So even if they're just listed or if they're sold, they're all going to be sitting right here. And if somebody is kind of interested and they click on that listing, we're going to take them to a single property website that we automatically created for you. And it has all kinds of information, and it does have lead capture built in. Okay. So you want to use that, right? And those PDF guides that I keep talking about, people can download them for free here. But yeah, they're going to have to give you their contact information. And we're even going to ask, do you own a home? Right? So this has a lot of lead capture built in and valuable content and information for realtors, or not for realtors, for people. There's even a big old, footer. What is your home worth? So there is one of these built for each one of you. It's on the reviews page, client reviews. It's called view, just click view website. Okay. I would build that out if you're collecting reviews anywhere. And so, yeah, that's kind of, to me, that's the setup, right? So the working areas are listings and ads, really, and PDF guides. Landing pages, however, are important, especially if you want listings. Okay. So I see here that they created a custom landing page. Says custom landing page here. You can create landing pages by at the top. You just click here and choose what type you want. Property valuation plus is free home values. iBuyer, FSBOs, expireds, nearby homes sold. You can create custom landing pages for buyers or for sellers. Even empty nesters, right? But you do get these three automatically: free home value, down payer assistance, and new construction. B, where are you guys? Like, what's your main town? Are you guys in Tampa, or where are you guys? I also want
Sorry, Orlando. We're in Orlando, most of us, but I
Oh,
mean,
okay.
a lot of these brokerages are throughout the entire state.
Okay. So, and I'm sorry I keep asking that question, and it's foggy right now. Orlando. Yeah. So maybe, you got to think about this. This landing page, I'll click view here. This accompanies a lot of your tools. Okay. So when you're out there marketing, this is going to kind of be hidden, like get your free home value. If that landing page looks like your areas, just, if that picture looks like your neighborhoods, then just carry on and go do it. But I actually think, things look different, and can't say this correctly. Let's just create a landing page and we'll talk about it. Doesn't matter where you are, you probably need about 4 or 5 home valuation landing pages, right? Unless you're just building listings in one town. And then in that case, you just need to do what I'm doing right here. Once you type in Orlando, it creates a page like this. And when we created this, Scott and I bought this generic little photograph of, a coffee cup and a phone and a laptop. And that's cool because it's generic and we figured that works. But what's not cool is that you're basically going to put this page out on the internet or out in front of people who don't know who you are, and they're not going to be too confident that they're not signing up for a national spam campaign, right? They don't know what this is. And that's why just changing the background picture just instills a little bit of trust. And here's just a simple way of doing that. So what's a big landmark in Orlando? Isn't like Disneyland, Disney World over there? Orlando. Disney. Yeah. Disney. Let's just see. Land. There we go. You might have your own photographs, but I'm just going to do this very quickly so that you can understand how this works. We click on tools, we click on large, and we get a large photograph of something that is a major landmark. Okay, that's really what we're after here. 1200. What we need is something that is a landscape, and we need it to be, this says it's 1300 pixels wide. I think something like 1500, but I'm going to save it and see if it's going to work anyway. Yeah. Okay. One page at C21. And where were we here? And let's close here. And as simple as this is, and it's kind of chewing up time, it is incredibly important, because you're gonna, if you want more listings, you're gonna very likely be driving people to something like this, and they're just not going to respond if it's generic, right? So you click save, and now your page is like updated. And just to kind of beat this horse a little bit longer, let me show you what is working in Summit, New Jersey. Okay, so I set up companies, all the offices all over the country. And when I set up Coldwell Banker in Summit, they came back and say, wow, you know, we're getting so many leads. And the number one home value ad is the one with a picture of Summit Diner in the background, right? So all these agents went out and created their landing pages, and the one that starts killing it is the one that's got the most popular diner, which is basically a converted railroad car where you get your greasy potatoes and eggs and stuff like that. What this is telling us is that if you know Summit Diner, you know Summit, New Jersey. It's a small town, 22,000 people. And that's what made that landing page for that company work out really well, right? And so you want to kind of think in those terms, yeah. So let's go look here. Let's see, can I view this page? So yeah, that's what's going to be there, right? Your landing page is going to be there. And sorry, guys. But once you've created it, and I'll just point out a couple things here real quickly. If you're going to do something custom, click custom. And then you can change the lead text form down here. You see where it says, what is your Atlanta home worth? And that correlates to here. You can change all this text. You can put a custom page content where it says bullet points. You can change it to video and paste in a YouTube video and have a little YouTube video going on. Maybe you got something on YouTube talking about the value of Orlando homes, right? You can actually make these pages more powerful. Once you customized it or not, click on advanced options. And up here is a section called print marketing. And you have postcards that will drive people to this page that you've created. You have door hangers, and you have a seller letter, what we call this is a new one. Let's look at this. They're kind of like a home sold report. There is a button where I just downloaded it. There's a button that's a pencil, and that means you can edit it. And we call it a landing page letter. I would recommend that you update this data right here, right? What I'm highlighting. And all you need to write is like, hey, 30 homes sold in Orlando last month. The high is here, the low is here. Here's the median. This has affected your home value. That's the whole point of this piece of paper. Click here to go get your free home value. And now you know that you customize this page, and that's going to give an instant home valuation, right? Our clients who get the most listings, they mail this letter or some version like this. I'm going to show you an even more powerful one, to a list of homeowners at least once a month. A lot of our clients will do it twice a month, because not everybody opens mail, but the only people who are going to open an envelope, read this letter, read that their home value is affected, take this to their own computer and type in that wacky address, and then give you their address and email address. These are people who are very interested in the value of their home. These are the highest quality listing leads you're going to find, I think, from any company. So definitely That's on that advanced section of any landing pages. You should have a handful of those. I think you understand how that all works now. We'll talk about landing pages again. Let's refresh this and see if yeah, so there's my Orlando page over there, right? So now we've got that. We've got PDF guides, we've got listings, we've got ads. So let's go to PDF guides. And PDF guides, I mentioned earlier, and there's a playbook. I guess there's a little cheat sheet there, help you out. Let me look at that. I kind of wonder. So there's a recorded webinar to talk about PDF guides. There's a checklist, and there's even a live webinar to talk about those things. But let's just look at it and see what we've concocted here. Yeah, something. Yeah. Okay. Okay. Yeah. Got a PDF guide. Run a Facebook ad. Sorry. Run a Google ad. Yeah. Social media post. Yeah. Emailed it. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. This is just a nice little check. You know, there are people that actually, they like checklists. It helps you remember. Cool. Here's how you do it. If you're not one of those people that like checklists, you can download this report right here in English or in Spanish. If you're capturing listing leads, and let's say you're using, we're going to get into how to capture listing leads. We've got 40 PDF guides for homeowners. So if you're capturing listing leads and you're getting addresses, a lot of our clients like to download this in English or in Spanish, and they put it in an envelope and they just drop it off at that house every week, right? And they mail them and they email them and they text them until those people become a listing client. But you can also take this green button here and you'll see that there's a short form video script. That means we have written a script for you that you can download, you can print, and you can read, and you can whip out your fancy smartphone and record a video and pop it up on the major social media platforms and say, hey, go to my profile and go download this deal, right? Go download this report. I just created this report for you. You can also run an ad for it on Facebook and Instagram, right? So you leave it on lead ads, you click create ad, and what lead ads means is we're going to get leads from Facebook with name, email, and phone number pre-populated from the Facebook profile. This is a very smart thing to do, but the issue is here. We'll drive in. There are a couple of ups and downs about this, positive and negatives, but very simple way to run an ad for 50 bucks, probably be seen by 1,000 people, and you'll capture some leads, right? And so you can also do a social media post. Now, don't forget, I'm sure you have forgotten, that I mentioned that over here on social, you can tell us to do it for you automatically. It will look just like this. But if you like to do things by hand, and you can just come right over here and click post now, okay? And it's going to look like this, and there's going to be a landing page, and they got to fill that out in order to drop that, in order to download that. If you've got a big database of leads in KV Core, you can copy this HTML here, which is the HTML for this. And again, it's a designed to capture leads, and blast it out on your database, right? The whole point of a drip campaign that CRMs provide is to get people to have a transaction with you, right? These tools are just offering more valuable content that they can use, right? That will help them out until they feel comfortable talking to you. So definitely, I recommend using that. What else do we have? Postcards and door hangers, and you kind of get that. There's also a landing page, and I just want to show you this. Of all the ways that we're talking about, let me take a picture of this because this is making me crazy. We create so many things, and often our tech team doesn't think of what we're doing, but I'll just, you think that's going to work? Good. Okay. Let me just give you a little bit of an FYI. You see here where it says here, what's your phone number and what's your time frame to buy? I'm not too confident that's going to work. We don't see that. Usually we're asked for email, but for some reason, in this case, we're asking for a phone number. When you ask somebody to type in their phone number on the internet, just say goodbye, because they're not going to do it. So, and we've been doing this for 13 years. I'm pretty confident in that they're not going to do that. Now, I am going to show you an awesome way to get leads with name, email, and phone number and have them be accurate. But it's not by presenting a form and asking people to type that stuff in there. So the whole point of that is there's a landing page, and no matter what you're using, it's going to drive to that, and that's where you're going to capture the lead. Okay, so that's PDF guides. And we talked about landing pages. We haven't talked about listings, but I talked about listings. Let me have a sip of coffee and keep talking. So you may not have your own listing. If you have your own listings, ideally, we're going to sweep them right into this page. If you don't have your own listings, and maybe you have a colleague that's going to lend you one so you can mark it, click this button that says add listing and click this button that says grab listing. Now, all you need is a zip code and the MLS ID of that property, and it will pull it in. It'll sit here on this list just like this, and then I'll show you all the marketing tools that you need to think about. What I want all of you to do when you get off this call is to log into your account and come to this page that says listings and click this button here that says create listing presentation. And this is a 27-page listing presentation. It is branded to you on every page. Your company colors, your logo, your pick on every page. And frankly, it's pretty much impossible to compete against our listing presentation. It doesn't say listings to leads anywhere. It just is talking about what you're doing, what you're bringing to the table to sell a home. And it won't, I don't even think it'll say red door. It's going to say you're the realtor, right? So you should print this and look at it so that you know everything that you've got, right? And of course, you need to be able to speak to this if you're in a listing presentation, but this thing is so solid. You need to check it out. You need to have it as a resource. You download it right here on the top of the listings page. And let's talk about properties. Talk about what we do when we have a property. So click on market listing. Now, some of these tools are going to get emailed to you automatically, right? But this list here, and again, here's another checklist you can download. And of course, it looks just like this list right here. So if you want a checklist to leave on your desk, download it and leave it on your desk to remind you like, oh, I need to get back in there and do these things. Here is the first thing we drop you on is Facebook and Instagram. And I want to state this very clearly. The fastest, cheapest way of getting buyer leads is Facebook ads. And I don't know your experience with that, but our clients are having a great experience. In Northern Virginia. This lady about a month ago ran a $35 ad, has 3 active buyers and 1 listing in less than 7 days. What did she do to do that? She did this. She clicked that green button that says create an ad. And that was a $35 ad. You can change the value. You might have a super awesome property that you want more people to see. You might want to expand the radius because for whatever reason, but it's 7-day ad, $35. On average, buyer leads cost between $1.50 and $3 each. This is all this lady did to have conversations with 3 active buyers and 1 listing. She was just marketing a home that was for sale. It was an open house. And that's what's going on. So I definitely recommend that. The listing presentation isn't available in Spanish. I would put that question in the support page. That is a good question. And also, we do have a Spanish interface because we We operate in the Caribbean as well. And so if you ping support and if you read everything in Spanish, if you kind of live in Spanish, you can say, hey, could you turn on the Spanish version? And I think we have a button that we can do that, right? But well, maybe B can translate this for you, but we have people who translate for us, and so we can do that. So I would put that request like, hey, can I get the listing presentation in Spanish? And we should be doing that. It's a good question. Social media posts. So social media post here, the next one down. If you remember on the when we were talking about setup, I said go to your profile and turn on social media auto posting. This is what an automated post looks like. And when you click on it, it drives people to this page. Let me just highlight this, see if I can go there. So let's just go here. This is what we call a listing landing page, right? If somebody clicks on that blue button, we get their name, and no, we get their email address and their name. Yes, that's what we get, right? And then we drop them on the single property website, which has all the information, and that's great. You capture a lead, they get more information on the home. That is a free part of the system. That was the first thing we set up when we started talking about your profile. There is this which says share on seller social media. We email this tool to you, and this is that one tool that agents, this is where I have learned like realtors don't like to read, right? Because we send this to people, they look at it, and it might be that we are just so ridiculous that we can't spell it out. But let me just point out what it is. We send it to you and we tell you, hey, send it to your homeowner, okay? And call them for 5 seconds and ask them to put it on their wall, okay? So let's imagine that Chaudhry Andre was the realtor and sent this to me and says, hey, Vince, put this on your Facebook wall. We want more people to see your home. We want to get as many offers, blah, blah, blah. This home is for sale. We send this to you when it's just listed. If you don't sell it in like a week, we're going to send you a new one that says the home is for sale. If you set an open house, it's going to say, hey, there's an open house, click to get details. And you know that when they click, there's going to be that landing page to capture the lead. But most importantly, when the home is sold, let's go see if you have anything in there. When the home is sold, it's going to say, our home is sold. Let's go see if you have anything sold. Let's go look real quick. And we want to recommend Chaudhry. And here is his phone number and email address for everybody to see, right? So let's see here. Oh, I try not to waste too much time here. One thing worth noting, guys, like this property here, I wonder if it's sold. I'm just kind of curious. I'm going to do a quick search and I'm going to tell you, because this is reminding me that your MLS is not telling us when a property is sold. Okay. And so if I go over here to Zillow, it says it's sold. What they do tell us is a property is pending, and that's all we know. But when it's sold, we don't know. So I recommend everybody clicks this button and says, hey, this property is sold. And once you do that, we auto post to social media. And that post is now going to be, let's see what we can do. Let's see what we can do. Let's talk about the reason why I wanted to talk about sold is for the seller social media. So now you can see that this letter has just gotten emailed to this agent. And if he's like many of our great agents, he'll just ignore it. And it says, hey, our home is just sold and we want to recommend Ureshi Jimenez at La Rosa, right? Here is his phone number and email, just in case you're interested. Now, if your homeowner puts this on their wall, it's not a paid ad. It actually is, it just sits on their Facebook page forever. And what ends up happening is their friends and their family and colleagues log into Facebook one day and they're like, oh, Ureshi sold his home. That's interesting. I'm kind of curious. Maybe I own a home. And I click on this and what happens? We drive, oh, You're actually looks like a girl there, lady. So they land on this page and
Hey Vince, did you by chance see in the chat, it says, Christine messaged, share on social media or share on seller's social media is grayed out for her, not available. Is that something within her settings or is that something that we need to turn on?
is it her listing or is she borrowing a listing? I didn't see that, so thank you.
No worries.
Usually, yeah, you're borrowing. And so you can't do this when you're borrowing a listing. You can only do this because as you can see here, the point of this post is she is talking about the listing agent, right? So the client is saying, hey, I want to recommend my listing agent. If you're borrowing the listing, we don't want that to go out because you might offend the listing agent. So that's why that's grayed out. You borrowed that listing. If you are a co-listing agent, right? Like then you can use that, and there's just a setting that you can change on that. But in borrowing, you shouldn't be using this. There's an e-flyer. If you've got a client who would rather use email than social media. But this is the #1 letter that I was talking about earlier. It's called the Nearby Homeowner Letter. This has the highest quality listing leads of our entire platform. And frankly, I get calls from realtors every day of the week, at least every 5 days a week. And I got realtors crying to me about the thousands of dollars that they're spending on listing leads that don't turn into anything. This piece of paper is very simple. It says, we have sold a home in your neighborhood, and you can go check it out by going there, and that affected your home value. And you can click this, you can take this piece of paper to your own computer and go find out your home value there. That is, now what you're meant to do is mail this into a neighborhood. A lot of realtors, imagine that you borrowed a listing. And in this case, the woman who typed that in, when you borrow a listing, we do give you this tool. So if you're borrowing a listing and doing a open house, a lot of this is definitely the tool that an agent like you would use, because you can go and door knock this and say, hey, we got an open house happening this weekend, and any of the lead capture going on here is going to you, and this piece of paper gets high quality listing leads. Okay, now what our top clients do, I mentioned it earlier, is they buy lists of homeowners in every city where they want more listings. And when they get a listing in that city, like Haines City, they will mail this out and say, hey, you're a homeowner. We just sold a home, right? Or we just listed a home. And so this is an effective tool. The highest quality listing leads come off of this tool. There is an e-flyer version. Again, you're all using KV Core. Copy the code here, just sold on top. If you scroll down, that affects your home value. I think you're kind of getting what's going on. There's also a short form video script. So I mentioned that earlier. So if you want to do video, and in case you're not aware, I know there's plenty of agents out there that are not fans of social media, but a lot of people burn a lot of hours on social media, and building a brand is smart. It's a smart way to do that, and a low cost way. We're giving you, you can download a script here that you can practice yourself. You can whip out your smartphone, and you can even use these apps to blast them out to all your favorite social medias at one time. Now, we do create single property websites and virtual tours. I mentioned earlier that we take your listings, your reviews, and we put them here. So those reviews will actually be down here. Now, she doesn't have her reviews turned on, so it's actually not showing. But as you can imagine, if somebody is looking at your home that you're selling and your reviews are there, that's going to help you out, right? And so that's the whole point of setting up your client reviews down here. Your reviews will show on the single property websites and virtual tours. We have an awesome open house marketing toolkit. Again, if you're borrowing a listing, we still have a ton of tools for you to use. Here's an online sign-in form. You have QR codes, print stuff. There's, you can run an ad, all this and that. I do want to mention something about QR codes because ever since COVID, realtors got real excited about QR codes. And here's something that you should know. If you want buyers, if you're marketing something that you're trying to get buyers with, use QR code. It is very effective. If you're marketing something that you want listing leads with, don't use a QR code. It's not effective. Okay. There are really nice branded listing flyers for your home. Not so much lead gen like everything else, but definitely useful. Postcards, door hangers. These, just like the email and the nearby homeowner letter, on one side there's a hyperlink to go over there and check out about the house. On the other side is a link that says, that affects your home value. One thing I want to point out, and you'll see this here on this print section here, and you'll see it here on the nearby homeowner letter, we have a button that says Connect Express Copy. And I just want to tell you about that. We don't have like a rev share agreement with these people, but we did find that they will stuff this envelope for you. They'll like, if you download this letter, say, you know what, I want to get this into the market. And I want to get, and you can download it and you can send it to Express Copy and say, send out 200 pieces, send it to this city, and send it to people who have 5 or 10 years equity. And you stuff the envelopes. I don't want to touch it. That is really the smartest thing you can do. Now, you can do that yourself and so save yourself some money, but Express Copy will do it for you automatically, and it'll cost you a little money. Okay.
Guys, and just a reminder, not a reminder, a lot of you guys don't know, but we're rolling out Red Door Title is rolling out a new tool where you're able to pull those lists of homes with X amount of equity who've been there for X amount of years based on whatever parameters you want to search. So that's another class that's coming in June that I would love for you guys to join as well.
That is awesome. If you're going to be in this industry and you want listings, take advantage of what she is talking about right there and dovetail it with these letters I'm showing you right here. Our best clients, our clients that like grow tremendously. Let me show you. They mail that letter twice a month to that targeted list that B is talking about. And I'm going to give you an example. I'm going to show you an example here. So in the mastermind group, again, if you want listings, I think you need to learn from some of the most successful people. How are they getting listings? These 3 names are going to help you. Chris Winstead, Dustin Fox, and Alicia Pless. But I'm going to show you Chris right now. So Chris, he moved to Texas a couple summers ago with his wife and children to a city called San Antonio from another state. And we learned about him because he goes, hey, I got 5 listings in 3 months. And we were like, whoa, how did you do that? And if you click in the comments, he'll tell you, I bought a list of homeowners with 5 years equity, and I sent this letter out twice a month. I was borrowing listings from other agents because I didn't have my own listings, but I bought a home in a great neighborhood and I want to dominate that neighborhood. So that's what he does. Mails a letter out every 2 weeks. He does create these super cool videos, right? And he closes 5 listings in 3 months. 2 years later, well, I think in the very first year, he becomes the top listing agent in that office, having moved from out of state. And at the beginning of last year, starts his own office. And the very first thing he does is creates a YouTube training video for his recruiting purposes on here's how I customize listings to leads tools to get more business. So he's leveraging our platform to help agents get to be productive. So I would check all that stuff out. That's great, B, that you're doing that. That is, I can't stress that enough. If you're going to be a listing agent, leverage what B is talking about in June, dovetail it with these letters here. I think will have some great results. We do have tools, by the way, keep going down. If you're a blogger, yeah, we've got blog tools, and yeah, all these blog tools have multiple call to actions. Craigslist, I don't know how long you've been in the industry. Craigslist was a hotbed of lead gen. But it changed about 5 years ago. And what's interesting is your competition, other realtors like you, left Craigslist because they made it so difficult. But your target market didn't go very far. There are a lot of people there, and for them to get to you, they have to jump through a few hoops. So it's really, they're still leads, and they're a little bit higher quality. I actually had a call about a month ago with somebody in the East Coast. I don't think he was in Florida. And he said he actually had to hire his own ISA team just for the leads from Craigslist, because he's like, they're just a lot of high quality leads. So that's the listing marketing. Okay. Now, the last section that I haven't mentioned is ads. And we could see that we can run ads on that area, but you can also run ads here. If you got Facebook, you can run a listing ad. We kind of talked about that. You can run a landing page ad. So if you created a landing page, and you know that I created one earlier, and I click create an ad, it just writes the ad, right? And you do have to type in the name of the town. Now, I do want to point this out, and I definitely, if you're kind of like distracted and sleepy because I've been talking for nearly an hour, please hear what I'm about to say. This is a home valuation landing page ad. These can very often not work in your markets, and you have to do some like extra hoops. It actually would involve that same list that B is talking about, right? And that's a good reminder to go to our videos page on our YouTube channel. And in this case, go back 9 months. Okay, now we're talking in the beginning of May right now. So 9 months ago, you will see that I talked about something in a couple of webinars. It says the best way to get listings from Facebook, right there in white. Hey, gosh darn it. Sorry, guys, trying to move too fast here. Best way to get listings from Facebook, a new strategy to get high quality listings from Facebook. So B, I asked you, and I don't know if you were doing it, did you turn on custom audiences? There was a message here when I click on ads, and that's, yeah, please agree to custom audience terms. What that means, guys, is when you click yes, then it's going to tell you to click on targeting, turn on retargeting. You're going to be able to create a custom audience. So if you're getting that list from B of homeowners in, let's just say, Orlando, well, now when you run an ad on a landing page like Orlando, you can then target that list, and it might be visible. It says retarget. So instead of typing in Orlando up here, you click retarget, and you type in the name of your list, right? Which might be Orlando homeowners. She doesn't have this turned on yet, so it's not really effective, but that's how you make this ad work, right? Now, you can also run any ad on Facebook on a PDF guide, and you can do that for any of the PDF guides. And don't forget, you're co-branded with B and her team on the PDF guides. So, you know, that's helpful as well. And why things are taking long here. And also, I do want to remind you, go check out our classes on Facebook and Google, because we are running out of time. If you run an ad on a property that is sold or under contract or pending, you're going to get listing leads. It's going to offer a free home value. So that's a very easy way of getting leads like that, of getting seller leads, right? Yeah, that's something's really, I think my computer's, I need to reboot it. And then lastly that I want to talk about, and it is an add-on that I don't think any of you have, or some of you might. When you see this button that says, I want to create a landing page ad, it's going to offer you a 30-day free trial. Okay. And that's to use our Google software. And I'm going to jump out of this and just, if you're going to be a listing agent, right? And not everybody wants to do that, but if that's going to be part of your business, you're going to want to have our Google software. Because Facebook is awesome because American adults spend 40 minutes a day looking at what their friends are eating and dogs and cats and all the fun stuff on Facebook. But when people have a question on the internet, they come to Google. It could be, where's the best steak in New York? Where's a great hotel in Miami? What kind of car should I get? Or how do I sell my home? That happens right here. And you see the sponsored ad. How do you get here? Well, somebody in my town is paying for those words. How would you do that? Here's a really easy way for you to do that. You do need our software, costs $30 a month. You create the landing page that you need. Now we're working with a company that's in the Carolinas, so we'll just have a Raleigh one here. You click create an ad and you type in Raleigh, right? Now yours might be Orlando or wherever you are, right? Now you can click on view link and this will show you the landing page, and we can kind of customize our landing pages. So that's where it's going to drive to. We put a $50 a day budget and it's for 7 days. And the thing is like, we don't know what seller leads cost in your market. We do know that in Dallas, they cost $30 each. That's why we put $50. You might find that seller leads cost $10 each in your market, and you can change that budget, but you need to kind of run these ads for a little while to see what's going on. High quality listing leads come off of Google. You don't have to use our software. If you have a page like this, which you can create unlimited pages like this, you can go run the ad yourself on Google. And I would definitely recommend it because it's the number one website in the world, including the US, and 86% of all searches begin on this website. So you don't have to use our software. It's $30 a month. You can take that landing page and go, I'm going to go run an ad. And when you do that on Google, you are going to need to create all of this stuff down here in advanced options. Now we do it for you automatically, but all those fields that you see that I'm showing you, you are going to need to do by hand, and you're going to need to know how to do that correctly. It is an ugly space. I have been training on Facebook for over 10 years. As soon as Facebook launched their ad platform, we've been teaching clients like you how to use Facebook. Google is a even worse environment. I definitely recommend you spend the $30 on our software and run ads on a consistent basis on Google. You will find that will be helpful for you if you want more listings. So that's my story, everybody. Don't forget about our YouTube channel, and definitely lean on the support team. They are awesome. It's down here at the bottom left. Just put your question here. Everybody's watching. We get so many great reviews from our clients about them.
Vince, thank you so much. And if you don't mind, after the class, I'll shoot you an email to get the link again that you sent in the chat, just so I can have them handy and
Sure.
provide them to the agents. I appreciate your time so much, you guys. Thank you guys for joining. If you guys have any questions, feel free to send them, like he said, through the support chat. If not, reach out to me and I'll try to answer however I can. If you guys want to set up an account, or if you want me to set up an account for you, please make sure to email me or shoot me a text. You guys should all have my contact info. If not, it's in the Red Door title room inside of My Agent account. This class will also be posted in My Agent account. So thank you guys again so much for joining. And Vince, I'll let you wrap up.
Okie dokie. Well, everybody, thanks for hanging out with me. It's a really awesome platform. You do got to take a little bit of time to learn it, but I think you will find you'll have a huge return on investing time to learn our system. Take care, everybody. Talk to you soon. Let me know if you need anything, and you can, of course, you know how to get a hold of me. Bye, everybody.
Thank you. Bye-bye.